On this week's episode, will Ben Alldis be teaching Peloton row classes soon? And there are new low-impact cardio classes available.
Plus, Peloton confirms plans to launch in new countries next year, a new advertising campaign, and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 145 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm Amanda Siegel, and I am joined by my co-host, John Pruitt. Hey, John.
Hey, Amanda. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Remember early on, you used to always go, John, are you there? Of course I'm here.
Well, now it's so much better with this new system that we have. I don't know. It's like, although I got to tell you, folks, control room have left John and I to go rogue today. We are doing
totally unfiltered. I know.
No backup here. So we hope that we produce a really good show for you with lots of fun bits here.
Chris right. Lewis is really hoping there's no F-bombs that are going to slip through in this episode.
We'll have to make sure. You've had a good week?
Yeah. The weather's cooling down here. It's 70s, 60s. So it's like the perfect weather. You know, you open the windows now at nighttime. You don't have to run the AC. Like this is when the electricity bill starts to decline
significantly. Yeah. I know.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Great football weather.
Beautiful in Maryland too, and lots of exciting stuff. I got to spend the weekend, as I'd mentioned last week, in New York, so that was fun. Got to do Ben's EDM ride on Monday. Got to
do some stalking. Some Pelo stalking.
Yeah. It was one of those, I'm telling you, I just get lucky. I get like 18 hours of stalking works for me, right?
It pays off eventually. Yeah.
Pays off eventually. Yeah. No, it was really fun. Really fun. I'm glad that Chris Lewis got to be there for the weekend. I think he had a really, really fun time and got to do some fun classes, got to do a lot of classes. AAFO is behind us with tons of good material on there. And we've got lots to look forward to coming up. Of course, I am headed to London on Sunday. So, in fact, today, I'm leaving today on a jet plane.
Yes, because today is Sunday.
in Pelo Buddy world. Really excited. So I guess next week will be you and John. You and John will have to do a show because I'll be very busy in London town. But really excited. So a fun birthday week planned with tons of friends that are going over as well. So there's going to be a nice big crowd there. Got into classes that I wanted to get into. So I'll be running and walking with my boy. And
so you'll be in there for the opening weekend?
Yes.
At PSL.
So that'll at PSL.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. And I'm getting to ride with Bradley for the first time. I have never been able to get on a class with him. Timing's just kind of never worked. So that's going to be really fun to get to do a ride with Bradley. But unfortunately, Studios only open Friday and Saturday, and then I leave early Sunday morning. So there's no Thursday because they only open on Friday. So I miss Leanne and Ben, but I just got them in New York. So
yeah, you already got your fix. You already got your fix.
I got a good fix. I got a good fix, and it was fantastic. But we do have lots to talk about. So why don't we kick it off? And as we do every week, we remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the subscribe button so that you never miss an episode.
And you can also listen to us if you want to just hear the audio. If you're on the go, we're on all podcast platforms, of course. Just search Pelo Buddy TV. Hit subscribe, hit those notifications so you never miss an episode or an update. And please leave us those 5-star reviews. We love reading some of them on the shows. And we also do appreciate the feedback that we receive on how we can add to and improve the show. So please keep those 5 stars coming.
Absolutely. And of course, folks, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter X, you name it. Just search TikTok, just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on all of those platforms for all of the latest news. And I guess, John, let's get on with the show.
On with the show.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
Well, first up, it looks like Ben Alldis will be joining the roster of rowing coaches. So just this past week, a rowing class with Ben temporarily appeared in the on-demand library, though it has since been removed. But the class, it was 20 minutes in length, and it was labeled Hit Row Rehearsal. And there was a blank image for the screen grab. However, it was a real rowing class that was taught by Ben. I don't know if Chris Lewis was able to actually play the class, or where those images of Ben on the various images of Ben, posing on the rower, are actually from the class, if he was able to play it or not. But I did see, of course, it had some good It had some good music in the playlist. I noticed there was David Guetta, there was Swedish House Mafia, there was Florence and the Machine. So Ben, he would be joining the existing rowing team roster, which currently is Ash Pryor, Alex Karwoski, Katie Wong, Adrian Williams, and Matt Wilpers. And also, he'd be the first UK-based coach that would teach rowing on the Peloton platform. So one side note worth mentioning is the rower's not available currently in the UK. However, CEO Barry McCarthy had indicated that Peloton is working towards an international rollout. We just talked about it was coming to Canada soon for the holidays. It would be going on sale. And Barry had specifically mentioned the UK market. And this also could make sense with the timing of PSL, the renovations. They're probably prepping one of the studios to be rower friendly. So we'll obviously have been teaching rowing classes from PSL. So maybe you'll get the first look at a rowing class when you're there, or, see how it could be possibly set up in your visit to London.
I'm really excited. Yeah.
But yeah, it's it's all speculation, but obviously it's coming. It's just a matter of time when we get the official announcement from Peloton. And with that, the rower, we had mentioned previously, I think last week, a little rower update. The rower had recently had updates to the pace target levels. They now go to 10. Previously, they had only gone to 6 before. So there was kind of like a big jump between those pace target levels. But as of September 12th, this update appears to have gone live for all members that have the Peloton rower, which initially was slowly rolling out August 18th. But now members have all seen it. So just to recap that little update, Peloton had said they were updating pace target levels to go from 6 to 10. So you would have more overlap between levels, allowing for a smoother progression between levels on the rower. There would be narrowed ranges between easy and max for more seamless transitions between those intensities. And levels have also been migrated to the closest level in the new set. So there's no action that you have to take on your part.
Have you been rowing? Have you been?
No, I've really been slacking. I don't think I've gotten on the rower in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, really?
And
really?
Jackie's like, "Why don't you just sell it?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to sell it."
Yeah.
It's just so boring. I don't know, and I'm completely baffled. I'm amazed and baffled at people who have like 200 rows. I'm like, I don't know how you could do that many rows. Like, I can't get into it. And
interesting.
I see there's a rowing boot camp, a midday one with Katie. So I'm going to try to get into it. It's just I really don't have the motivation right now. I don't know what it is. I just need to really just put it into the normal workout routine, once or twice a week.
But yeah.
I guess that I've been off of it. I guess that I've been off of it for so long. It's easy just to now blow it off.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm the same way. No, I'm the same way. I mean, I had fun. I got onto Katie's lives a couple of weeks ago and I really enjoyed them, but there's just not enough time in the day. And then, going into the studio, I was working towards milestones. So it's, you're like on the tread or you're on the bike. I haven't even been on the bike, but definitely need to figure all that out because got a lot of work to do before I head across the pond. So row is not in the future until I get back. So we'll have to figure it all out. Yeah. But I'm excited about Ben. I'm a little surprised, to be very honest, just because he already has, bike and strength as modalities. I did not suspect that he would be the row coach. I really did think that either Jocelyn or John would be, both with rowing background, and rowing experience. So I was that caught me completely by surprise. I had no idea. A couple girls said that he had mentioned something or that they had the suspicion, but I had no idea that was even something that was, in the cards. And again, because they had, brought out the sale of the row in Canada, I didn't think the UK were, was
on the radar yet.
Yeah.
Right.
So I figured maybe next year. So good for Ben, and I'm sure he'll be great. I mean, I'm sure he'll be, he's very technical, and I think that he'll be awesome. But a couple folks were disappointed that it wasn't either John or Jocelyn, if it was going to be a UK instructor. So
it seemed like the majority of the consensus was they really want him on the tread.
Yeah.
People are more disappointed that he wasn't announced for the tread. They prefer to see him because obviously, folks in the UK have the tread and not the rower.
Correct. Interesting though, because I don't picture Ben as a runner. I just don't. And him and Leanne are training for the London Marathon. Not London, New York Marathon. I think New York Marathon. Oh God, now I'm going to get it messed up.
That's coming up.
One of the marathons that are coming up. Now I've completely I can't remember which one it was. But they are training for a marathon this year. So the end of this year. So, maybe that's why people thought the tread. Who knows? So I guess we'll wait and see. What happens.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, shifting gears slightly, former Peloton.
I don't know about slightly, John. I think that's shifting gears
shifting gears
to reverse.
Fully. So if y'all remember, Daniel McKenna, he was the former tread and strength coach at Peloton. It's been about a year since his departure from Peloton, but this past week he just announced that he's launched his own fitness app with streamable classes. He recently shared on Instagram. He said, "Today's the day, freedom. Never thought I'd say these words. I've launched my own fitness app. Click the link in my bio. Let's go." He's got dumbbell classes, kettlebell workouts, gym workouts, pull-up programs, and so much more available to everyone in the world right now. So everyone can access it. And he said, "That's right, Ireland, you can now work out with me too." He said the work that has been put into this behind the scenes has been second to none. It was interesting in the write-up. I'm reading the write-up from the Pelo Buddy article that Chris Lewis published, but he says, in terms of the timing and Daniel's word choice of freedom, it is likely that his non-compete agreement with Peloton had expired, which would have been September 12th, which would have been basically exactly 1 year after his termination from the company. So he launched his new venture on September 13th. So I don't think that's a coincidence with the timing. But those interested in the app and wanting to access these new classes, they can sign up for a free 7-day trial via the Irish Yank Fitness website. And I did notice that they had a little rebrand with the Daniel's Irish Yanks. It's now, I believe it's now the Irish Yank Society. They just recently updated their name on Facebook.
Okay.
So a little bit of a rebrand there. Membership's $14.99 a month or $99.99 for 1 year, which is nearly an $80 discount off the monthly price. According to the press release, the membership includes exclusive access to weekly at-home, in-gym workout programs with demo videos, easy-to-follow videos ranging from 5-minute mobility warm-ups to 30-minute dumbbell strength classes, new classes dropping every week. one-on-one interaction with Daniel to ask questions about your form, to share your progress and more. Access to like-minded community, so via the community feature of the app to stay motivated, to inspire one another. There's progress tracking, nutrition, made simple with grocery lists and tips for healthy eating. And the app itself is built using Playbook, which is a health, fitness, and wellness platform that essentially allows individuals within that space to create their own app experience. So this means that if you sign up for Daniel's new app, you'll have access to every other coach within the app. So when you're signing up, you're essentially signing up for Playbook. So it won't be solely for having access to Daniel's app. You'll have access to a lot of other coaches on there if you want to have variety to choose from.
Yeah.
And in addition to those who already have a membership with Playbook, you'll now have access to Daniel, obviously. So just as a little background refresher, Daniel first joined the Peloton team back in August of 2021, and just over a year later, he was let go from the company, though the news wasn't shared publicly with members until October 3rd of 2022. Shortly thereafter, he had filed a lawsuit against Peloton alleging wrongful termination. He quickly withdrew the suit on December 2nd of 2022 with some sort of settlement, which the terms weren't disclosed, obviously. And his classes were then quickly removed from Peloton's platform thereafter.
Yeah. Well, good for him. I'm glad that he, picked up his feet and he was able to find something. I know he has a incredible following, here.
Loyal following.
Following.
I did notice something. I'm in the Irish, there's an Irish Yank Society now. I can't remember what.
Yeah.
Full apologies for not getting the name right. But folks seem to love the workouts. And I noticed some screenshots, and it looks like he's in maybe his gym space within his apartment, but Dougal, his pit bull dog, is in a lot of the videos there hanging out with him. But folks seem to really like it. Folks, so far, the verdict is they're pretty happy with the classes.
And I have never seen such a more loyal group of followers as they had been with Daniel. So I'm happy for him, excited for him, and good luck to him. Good luck to him. All right. Well, the wait is over. Well, for those that were waiting, Cody Rigsby's book has now come out this past Tuesday, and he is in full promo mode. So he kicked it all off on Monday night with an event at PSNY with members. Your boo, Jen Sherman, moderated him, John, in a cute little kind of fireside chat at the studio.
But were you at that? Were you at that event?
You know what? I was at the studio. I happened to have been at the studio for Ben's ride, and the two kind of butted up against each other. And there was a sweet girl who had an extra ticket who ended up giving it to me. So I did. I got in a bit late because we waited for
There's some overlap.
And stuff. Yeah, there was some overlap.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very blah. It was just blah.
They just went through the motions, kind of.
They went through the motions. They chatted.
Did they play some games? It looked like they had some games.
They did. So they played 2 games. They did like a smash.
Smash your pass.
Kind of like football kind of thing where he was like, I don't do football, so I'm not sure why I'm doing this game. But him and Jen, kind of had 80s icons on the board, and they ended up picking up. And of course, Rob Lowe was the winner.
Jen's favorite,
the final contestant that was there. But Jen's wonderful, and obviously her adoration for Cody is no secret. And it was lovely, it was lovely to see her so animated with him. So that was on Monday night, and then Tuesday was kind of his big launch. On Monday night, they did give folks an opportunity to have pictures done with him. So there was kind of like a line as well. But it was just really a quick kind of photo op. That did not happen on Tuesday. So Tuesday was the official launch, which they held at the City Winery. That one was moderated actually by Tunde. So Tunde was the moderator. There were quite a few of the instructors in attendance, including the 4 instructors that were over from across the pond. So Ben, Leanne, Jeffrey, and Eric were in town, so they were all able to attend. I didn't hear much about it. Folks had said it was kind of I'm not familiar with City Winery, but it's a very large space with, tables where I guess you can order stuff at the table. So folks were not sitting in like a stadium type seating. They were in, or an auditorium type seating.
Like a restaurant.
They were actually at tables like a restaurant. So same thing, kind of just heard that it was,
just so-so.
So-so. Nobody particularly raved about it. So that was,
I saw a post in the Boo Crew page. I guess his very first sort of stop on the tour was at a little bookshop in New Jersey, which I don't know if it was last Sunday or Monday.
It was last Sunday.
But he made it very clear in his Insta stories, I think on the way there, or just when he was getting ready, he said, this is a cattle call. He's like, it's just a photo op and like a quick hello. So if you have anything you want to say, like, get it ready, be prepared, because it's going to be super fast. And I know a lot of people had posted it was like a 5-second interaction. And some people said, they knew that going into it. And some folks had said they had driven 3.5 hours to come to it. It was totally worth it to them. But it was that kind of, it wasn't like a very, meet and greet where you really can chat.
Correct. Kind of like the opportunity we had with Leanne and Hannah, the couple days before. It was a very different, but then again, they sold 1,300 tickets, but they sold 1,300 tickets. You can't expect to sell that many tickets. It was a money-making opportunity.
But it does sound like they had a very good system in place, because they had numbers for people going to it. So basically, it didn't seem like folks had to wait in line for very long. Folks with like a certain number would come at different times, so they would stagger it, but they were getting people in early. So if you went to that one, it sounds like you were in and out. Because some of those book signings that celebrities, you're waiting in line around the corner, the way they used to always do. So at least with a ticketed event, they can control that aspect and limit the amount of time that you have to spend there in line.
And then basically he kind of hit the road. So his first stop was going back, Wednesday was his first stop in Raleigh, North Carolina. So he started there. On Thursday, he was in DC at 6th and I. He was back in the city on the weekend at the Barnes & Nobles in Union Square. And on Thursday, he was still pushing that there were spots available. So he had something on his social media just the Thursday before to say that, if you want to come along, click the link in my bio. There's still tickets available. Tonight, Sunday, he'll be in Austin, Texas. And then, this week he'll be in Madison, Connecticut on Monday, Minneapolis, in Minnesota on Tuesday, San Francisco on Wednesday, Chicago on Thursday, the 21st.
He's going to be so freaking burnt out from this.
I mean, right? So the whole of next week, he is this upcoming week, he is literally on the road. And then October 1st, so he has a break then, the week after. And then October 1st, he is headed to Los Angeles. So that is what he has kind of on the agenda for right now. As far as opportunities for folks to get to meet him and get to hear him talk about his book. Some of them, each one's different. Some of them are, sit down, fireside chat times things. Some of them are signed books.
More interactive.
It depends on the location that you're attending. A girlfriend had actually asked me to go to the one here in DC on Thursday night, but I kind of heard him, and I know I feel terrible. I kind of heard him, and
you just
Monday,
don't have the time or the energy for it.
I didn't. And going downtown is such a schlep, and
it's a production. Yeah,
it really is. I mean, it's an hour, heading downtown, and so I think
you'll pass on that.
Sorry that I lost on it. But that is Cody. That is Cody. All right. There's more book news. Tell us.
Yeah. So keeping with the book tour theme. So, Alex Toussaint has announced his book tour as part of his release of his new book, Activate Your Greatness. He shared that news via Instagram recently, but locations in addition to New York City have already been added to his tour website. So there's 7 events with more potentially to be added. So we already had the one that took place back in August on the 18th. That was at the Alpharetta Peloton showroom. Then September 30th in New York City at PSNY, there's going to be a book event there in the afternoon. And then continuing on in October at Rockville Center, New York at the Madison Theater, he's doing an event there, Irving Plaza, which is a pretty big venue in New York City. That's on October 11th. Then he's traveling south to Houston, Texas, for an event at the Holy Family HTX Episcopal Church on October 12th. Then he's stopping off in Dallas the following day on October 13th at Half Price Books. And then so far, the last event taking place that we have so far scheduled is on October 14th. That's in your neck of the woods in Washington, D.C. at Politics and Prose.
And that's actually a good one.
Bookstore?
Yeah, it is a bookstore, and there's no tickets, so I'm excited. Okay. I'm definitely going to go. What date was that one again?
That's October 14th, 5 p.m.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go. I'll be in town, so I'll definitely go and support him.
And so far, tickets can be purchased via the Macmillan Publishers website, but as of right now, only the DC event has a Book Now button, and that links directly to the venue website, which then explains that tickets for the event are free and attendees will be seated on a first-come, first-service basis. In addition, the Irving Plaza event in New York is not listed on the tour website yet. There's a separate event link where tickets can be purchased for $82. And ticket prices and what exactly is included with that ticket will likely vary depending on the location of the event. So those interested in attending should check out the venue-specific ticket sites once they're become available. But yeah, the PSNY event that's listed on the tour website, even though Peloton has not yet made an official announcement about that event, all instructors who have published books this year have had an event at PSNY. Cody, Ben, Emma, and Robin. So we anticipate Peloton will share some information pretty soon regarding the September 30th one at the studio in the coming days.
I mean, that's kind of soon, 2 weeks. So
right around the corner.
I'll be in New York, so maybe hopefully I can try and get to that one too, which will be fun. All right. Well, it looks like the Canadian community are going to finally get some Peloton visitors, Emma and Aditi. So Emma Lovewell and Aditi Shah are hitting the road and will be visiting Edmonton on
the
Friday.
Far West Canadian community.
Exactly. In Edmonton on the 22nd, and then in Calgary on the 23rd. So folks can sign up by RSVPing for what they claimed a night of happy hour trivia. So members will enjoy a mocktail and some snacks while they have a chance to shop and then play a game of trivia, getting to learn some fun facts about Emma and Aditi. The most fun there'll be is a prize for the winning team. So, you definitely want to make sure you kind of know you're up on your Emma and Aditi tea, so that you can get to win the prize. Members will also have an opportunity to take pictures with both Emma and Aditi.
Nice. Well, Peloton has confirmed once again their intention to expand to new international markets in 2024. So at the recent Goldman Sachs Communicopia and Technology Conference that was recently held in San Francisco, Chief Financial Officer Liz Coddington provided some insight into where and when Peloton is looking to grow. At this past week's conference, Coddington seemingly reconfirmed the target of Western Europe and provided further specification about the timeline, specifically mentioning that the second half of the fiscal year 2024, which would be January through June of 2024. So Peloton has not debuted a new country since launching in Australia in July of 2021. So it's been a little while, but they did say more. Forget what her wording was. Europe adjacent.
Okay. Yeah.
So some smaller markets within Western Europe.
All right. Good. And then on Wednesday, I mean, like really switching gears completely, but on Wednesday, Peloton launched something very new, a low impact cardio collection, with Rebecca Kennedy. She was in a really fun reel on Instagram demonstrating some moves that members will find in one of her new low cardio impact classes. And she stated that these exercises are easy on the joints and needs no hardware, just your body and the app, or you can pull it off the, one of the hardware, but you don't actually need the hardware. You don't need anything to do it. The classes can be found under the collections tab. At this time, there are 3 classes. They're all labeled intermediate, but there is a 10-minute, a 20-minute, and a 30-minute class. So definitely nice. a fun way to get your sweat on if you're not looking for anything high impact. And what I thought was really cute, Rebecca said, no burpees. So you do not have to worry about doing
not a fan
of
the burpees.
Right. So that was definitely something fun, and she just gives so much of herself. So I think those will be fun to do.
Well, while we're on the subject of collections, we now have Pump Up the Volume 9. This time it's with Adrian, Rad, and Andy. And it's right now there's currently 3 classes total for week 1, which all dropped on September 11th of last week. There's a 20-minute full body strength, week 1, day 1, with Andy, with Adrian, and with Rad. And the little description is add more volume to your workout. Over 4 weeks, our instructors will take you through programmatic classes while gradually increasing your reps, load, and volume. Take the classes on guide for added metrics. So I guess, I don't know if it's every Monday or Tuesday we get new ones dropped, but it's over the course of the next 3 weeks now.
All right, good. And then there are definitely a lot of very happy magic makers on the leaderboard. For those of you that don't know, that is Maddie Majacomo's fan group.
Formerly Body Party. Or whatever it is. I think it used to be called Body Party. Yeah.
I think Magic
when they rebranded.
Much nicer. Thanks to Robin Rushbaum and who is just a fantastic admin. I can't think of the other her friend's name that's on there with her. But this past Wednesday, Maddie, when he had his 9 a.m. Wednesday class, we found out that it was going to be officially labeled his walk and talk. So he's been doing these, for a lot of us regulars who are on every Wednesday. It had unofficially been labeled that for some time now. But they would pop up as a pop class or, an 80s music. It was just no specific title to it. But it really turned into something that folks really enjoyed. And there were over 1,000 people on their class on Wednesday. So for 9 a.m. Eastern time, 6 a.m. Pacific in the middle of the day in the UK, pretty impressive to have that many people on the leaderboard.
Like Jess Sims live, strength or Saturday 60 numbers.
Right? I mean, as I saw the numbers growing, just fantastic. And it's just a fun way of getting a sweat in and getting a good laugh. Maddie asks for topics on a Monday. He wants to know, what you want to hear. He obviously takes whatever is current and newsworthy. Somehow it always seems to fall to some crazy person in Florida doing something
There's
crazy.
a lot of Florida talked about.
Right? But he just makes it fun. And it's just, you know what? You forget. I mean, he had us on, now granted, it is one of my picks of the week, but he had us on an incline. I happen to have done it on the app. And I love that he's very encouraging of that. So yes, sure, there are outdoor classes, but Maddie's always said, if you're taking me on the move, and it's a tread class, that's great. I love having you in my ear, to speed it up or do whatever. So, but for those that were on the tread, I mean, he was at a 5% incline for a large part of that, the walking part of it. And then
I was probably at a 9 or a 10, which I always like to over.
You were probably at a 12.
Yeah, I like to. I've been competitive on the tread lately. Let's just say that.
You couldn't chase me because I wasn't, when you're on the app, all you can do is, high five me.
Yeah, I knew you were on the app because I click on you and your stats all say 0.
Right. Yeah. So, and then Kirsten Ferguson also got one of her series labeled Her Intention Setting Sunday is now official. So for those folks that like jumping on with her on a Sunday, you can now find, there'll be a specific collection of those. So on from her.
Is that a walk format with Kirsten? Walk plus run?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right. So moving on. Peloton's launched a new advertising campaign featuring Tunde. The spot is called Yes, I Can, and Peloton shared the news via the main One Peloton Instagram page. The video starts with the sound of an alarm clock and Tunde saying, "Hey, wake up." And then various people are shown starting their day on the bike, the tread, using the app, from various places in their house, from the garage, outside, in the bedroom. And Tunde provides words of encouragement as the members conquer their workouts. And the ad closes with Tunde proclaiming, "Yes, I can. Yes, I must. Watch me." And Tunde said the following about the new commercial spot. She said, "Words are powerful, especially the ones we say to ourselves. In this campaign, we showcase the real conversations Peloton instructors have with our members every day that help them push their self-doubt and negative talk aside by embracing the power of movement. I want every Peloton member and future member to know they have the authority over their fitness journey by simply changing their inner narrative to yes, I can." Another change with this campaign, which was started with the brand relaunch of Peloton back in May, is that it shows what looks to be real people, real members in real homes working out. This is compared to the previous advertisements, which showed people in mansions or with really fancy, dedicated, pristine Peloton workout rooms. So I think in a broader
it's
reach
to everybody. Yeah.
Because a lot of folks, they have their setups in, their garages and just, broom closets. And so not everybody's got the fancy workout space.
It's kind of nice to even see the instructors because a lot of them have their treads and their stuff in their living room or in their, bedrooms. Sometimes when they'll show their own houses or their own apartments, you get to see that. So, I actually thought it was a really good ad. I have to say, it spoke to me. There was something about it that was motivating. I think they did a really good job on the ad. So kudos to Peloton for that. I will say, I think it was excellent. All right. Well, on September 8th, thanks, John. I see you assigned the topics this week. Peloton. On September 8th, Peloton underwent a significant class library maintenance, removing a majority of the classes that were filmed between March 9th and April 21st of 2020. So this specific removal spanned around 6 weeks of content.
Damn.
So notably, this period included a number of Peloton prenatal classes, which were retained, as well as the introduction of the Peloton Fit Family Fun classes. Because remember, everyone was suddenly now at home with their families. And I guess they, did a couple classes like that. Those were also preserved. This was the largest purge that they've had. And it was significant because it actually marked the transition from 23rd Street to to the new, PSNY studio, as well as the onset of the COVID pandemic. So, which led to a lighter class schedule, and there were intermittent closures until they finally had the instructors, doing classes from home. I am very curious to see if the next, library maintenance will then, pull all the work from all the home classes, which will be a shame because I think it was so fun, and it is nice to go back to some of those classes. So I really hope that they'll just keep them on there for sentimental purposes, if nothing else. Because those definitely will be sad to see those go,
and there's just, there's definitely a sentimental, there's just a lot of fun memories, especially with Ben and Leanne, because they kind of they were kind of forced to out the relationship right when those at-home classes began, that they were cohabitating because obviously they were teaching from the same space. And it was always kind of fun seeing when they would teach different classes, what the decorations would be in that little bookshelf off to one side. There'd be a Mickey Mouse figurine, like brass figurine or something, and some random books or record. And they'd always kind of change it out each time. So it's just kind of like a special place for some of those classes that I think we all have that were there at the time.
Yeah. All right.
Well, birthday. So I don't know how we forgot it or how John Hoskins will ever forgive you, Amanda, but we forgot to mention that his birthday was last Saturday, a week ago. But happy belated birthday to Mr. Club Hosky, your friend John Hosking, and a big happy birthday to row instructor Alex Karwoski, whose birthday was yesterday, September 16th.
Yeah, all my fellow Virgos. I like these fellow Virgos. They're awesome. All right. Yeah. So sorry, John, but happy birthday to both of you. And I know you don't listen to the show, but happy birthday. And let's go right into instructor in the news. Then you go ahead and kick it off, John. Oh, actually, I'm up first.
You got it.
I am up first.
Take it away.
Yeah, I'll take it away with my friend Cody Rigsby. So with his book launch, which, as we mentioned, was released on Tuesday, Cody was seen on the Today Show promoting said book, XOXO. It was definitely a very fun interview. I will say I did watch it, and I loved how relaxed and cool, calm, and collected Cody was. He made the interviewers, feel very relaxed too, with quite some humor. He threw in his audition to be a Ken on the Barbie movie, making it very clear that he was not in the right for Ryan Gosling's role, but that he was kind of upset that he didn't make it. I think he was kind of
because he said he killed it. He said he totally slayed the interview, the audition. What
I found the most amusing was that he shared why he dedicated the book to none other than Britney Spears, saying that most folks would have thought that he would have dedicated to his mom. He said he spoke about her a lot in the book. So he figured it didn't have to be her. And, Britney is his idol. And he said he just felt it was fitting that the book was dedicated to her. So there was some hints about...
I thought it was funny. And he said he didn't want to go that sort of sappy traditional route in that dedication. So I think it keeps in with the theme of the book, and a lot of it being lighthearted and fun. And I thought the interviewers were great. He would talk about his take on not wearing flip-flops in New York City or any major metropolitan.
I wanted to ask him if that included sandals. Are we not allowed to wear sandals, period, in New York?
Same thing, sandals, flip-flops.
Really? Oh, gosh. Okay, even like fancy sandals?
Maybe if you're wearing socks with Birkenstocks, maybe that might be.
Please no. Please no.
Because he wears Birkenstocks with socks. So that's a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice. It's a poor dress choice. Sorry, John Husking, but
yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I don't own a pair of. I call them Jesus Cruisers, Jerusalem Cruisers.
Yes.
I don't own a pair of those, but if I did, I don't think I would be ever wearing socks with them. That's kind of like an old dad sort of like dink look. No, I'm not going to do that. But I will say, so I haven't dipped into Ben's book on audio and Audible, but I have started listening to Cody's book on Audible, and I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm somewhere in chapter 3 where he's just moving into New York City. So he's out of college and he's basically schlepping his 3 big bags in like the hot, sweltering New York City heat to his first apartment. But I've really enjoyed it so far.
Good.
And I've been, I've been listening to it when I can actually like really focus on it.
Yeah.
Not when I'm like doing work or something, like multitasking, like when I'm doing yard work or something or walking the dogs. But I definitely recommend it. I have the book too, but I haven't touched the book. I've just been enjoying hearing his voice.
I like that they do it themselves. I like that they narrate it themselves. I definitely think it gives, a different dimension to it all.
Definitely.
That's awesome. All right, good.
Well, Matt Wilpers, we owe him a big congratulations. He ran his first sub 5-minute mile recently at the Fifth Avenue Mile race in New York City last weekend. So just for context, running under a 5-minute mile, which he did in 4 minutes and 54 seconds, that would be like setting your tread to a speed of 12.2 and running at that pace for 5 minutes straight, assuming you have it at miles per hour. He said he posted about it and said, "This race was a ton of fun and brought me back to when we raced the mile in high school. I will most definitely be back next year." And big shout out to the team Wilpers coaches for his help. But yeah, that's amazing.
That is insane. I've
sprinted short sprints on my tread at 12.5, but that's like 10, 15 seconds. And then, I'm rolling it right back, to a 2 to cool it off.
That is like seriously, what is that? What's that incredibly fast runner that, like, I think you were, you can literally not even see that as somebody's running past. It's like, that is incredible. That is incredible for doing that. It's just amazing. Well done. Huge kudos to that. We're talking about running. It looks like there is quite a lineup of instructors that are going to be participating in the Chicago Marathon. So added to the list is Tobias Heinz. So German Peloton tread instructor who is joining, Mariana, Logan, and Rad. And they are all fundraising for the Christopher Reeve Foundation. So that's really great that they're doing it for a good cause. And it was confirmed that they are in fact all, running the Christopher Reeve Foundation. So that is awesome. Yeah. And then we'll just wrap it up with the beautiful Dr. Chelsea Jackson Roberts. She had a cover feature and a 10-page spread in Aware Now magazine. She talks about how every time she gets on the mat, she tries to remember to forgive herself. She talks about how her and her husband are obsessed with ancestry and learning how the two of them are here today. There was also a really special 27-minute podcast with interviewer Ali. So if you want to take the time to listen, because I did listen to most of it before we recorded, and it's a really great interview. So you can head over to pelobuddy.com if you're interested in taking a listen. It's about 27 minutes long, but it's a good one. And I guess, John, that wraps up the instructor in the news, and we can probably go right into our picks of the week.
Okay.
So why don't I'll go ahead and kick it off this week. And we'll just do like we normally do. We'll do our 3-3 and go from there. All right. So first up is Hannah Corbin. She did a 15-minute Maren Morris bar class from the 7th. This one was recommended by Amajar 3. They said great tunes, but still a burner of a workout. And then Bradley Rose, he gave us a 15-minute gorillas ride, also from the 7th. Amajar 3 recommended this one too. They said great playlist and class and brought back the college memories for me. And then Olivia Amata had a 15-minute Ellie Goulding ride. It was recommended by Lilo on the Pelo. They said, good quick ride with some great music if you like Ellie. And who doesn't like Ellie?
I didn't hit up a whole lot of All for One on-demand content yet.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I do have the 30-minute Eagles Jen Sherman ride still loaded in my stack, but I haven't done it yet. I'm saving that.
Gotta get that done.
But speaking of the Eagles, the next up is Alex Karwoski's 50-minute Eagles row from September 7th. We got this from Run Row Ride 82. They said Alex's rows to classic rock music are always great, and his AFO class to the Eagles was no exception. And Kira Michelle's 15-minute Black Keys yoga conditioning, also from September 7th. So we got a lot of All for One submissions here. We got this from Karen Zemsky-Berry. She said, yoga conditioning and an artist series with Black Keys. You can't go wrong. And then Ash Pryor's 20-minute Shaka Khan row, also from September 7th. We got this from Kelly with a plan. They said members in studio, not only was every song a major hit, but the joy of having members in the studio was so palpable.
All right. Awesome. Chelsea Jackson Roberts, 30-minute Shaka Khan yoga flow. Amajar 3 recommended this one, said just a great class with great music. Then we had Jess Sims, her 15-minute salt and pepper walk. It was also from the 7th. Kelly with a plan recommended this one too. And she said, I feel the same about this duo as she does. Fire tracks, Jess was hyped, 15-minute of pure excitement and enthusiasm. This will end up as my most taken class on the platform. Good for you, Kelly. And then Mariana's Fernandez says 10-minute Betty Hugh yoga flow. This one was in Spanish. It was recommended by, hey, it's Eric M. This class was great, and I had so much fun, even not being able to speak Spanish.
All right. So switching over to the bike, Emma Lovewell's 30-minute listening party ride from September 8th. Got this from Matt Rides to Run 34. He said, great to have Emma's listening party classes back. Good sampler of some of the lesser-known All for One artists. And then Ben's 20-minute Skrillex upper body strength class from September 8th. Got this from Miller Family 20 and Karen Zemsky-Berry. They said, great energy and programming. And then Eric Yeager's 30-minute Felix Jine ride, which was in German from September 9th. Got this from Nini La. They said Eric just has such great energy from PSNY. The rooftop party with a perfect playlist is absolutely entertaining. And then you got the next one.
Yep. Dennis Morton, 30-minute Hoosier ride. I really want to do this.
I think it's Hosier.
You know what? As I said it out of my word, I've always said Hoosier. But
I've always said Hosier.
They were pronouncing it Hosier. So yes. I realized that I heard them talking about it on Instagram. So my apologies. But yeah,
I've always thought it was Hosier. But I've heard the actual artist himself, and he goes, "Hey, this is Hosier."
Hosier. So, all right. Yeah. So 30-minute Hosier ride. This one was recommended by Beth 8MM. It was from the 9th of September. They said you can tell when an instructor truly enjoys an artist. And this showed through the Dennis Hosier ride. And then Andy Spear had a 30-minute Katy Perry walk plus run, also from the 9th of September. Red Hawk Rider recommended this one, and they said, great playlist. As Andy said, he went for the hits. Class flew by, walks came at the right time, and fun energy from Andy. And then Callie Gullickson, 30-minute Katy Perry full body strength, also from the 9th. This one was recommended by There's Arabi, Amajar 3, and R. Torino 1965. They said great workout to a fun playlist that didn't disappoint.
Nice. And next up, Jess King's 30-minute hike from September 10th. We got this from Angela in South Carolina. She said energy was amazing and Jess was hilarious. And then sticking on the tread, Jeffrey McEachern, 60-minute pop run, which was in English from September 10th. Oh, and this is a Pelo Buddy submission from Chris Lewis. He said this was his first 60-minute run, and you could feel his energy and excitement by teaching with members in PSNY for the first time. And yeah, that's it. I'm not sure there was anything cut off there. And then
I'll take the next one because it was mine and it was fantastic. Yeah, Ben Alldis. So I did want to say, I was really, just to kind of go back, I was really thrilled that Chris Lewis was able to be in that live class of Jeffrey's. And, you know, sometimes you put stuff out into the universe and it works for you. And that's exactly what Jeffrey said he did. You know, unfortunately, Marcel wasn't able to do that class. So he subbed for her, and it was really a dream come true for him. He wanted to be live with members in New York so badly. So that worked out, you know, so great. And I was so happy for him that he was able to, you know, just show the folks this side of the pond just what a gem he is. I mean, you and I know it, but what a gem he is on the tread. And Chris Lewis said it was fantastic. So
it was great. He got 60 minutes in English too, which was a treat.
I mean, amazing, just amazing. I did laugh because I said to him, "Oh, Jeff, I don't think I can do that one 60 minutes running." It's like, I love you, but
I don't know if I've ever done a 60-minute run before.
These legs don't run for 60 minutes. All right, Ben Alldis. I got to tell you, John, I've worked out with Ben for going on 5 years. This class, I think, was his best class
playlist.
Ever.
Yeah.
The playlist was insane, but just Ben's energy, seeing him live from PSNY, being in that class, I mean, it was fantastic. And Violet Vibes recommended it too. Violet was in the class with me. It was fun because I got to do it with a lot of friends.
How'd they let you in the front row?
You know what? My beautiful friend, Pelo Jennifer Lipman was celebrating a milestone. And I had mentioned last week on the show that I was bummed that I didn't get into it, but she did get 2 spots for that class and asked if I wanted it. So I was so thrilled. And then myself, her, and our friend Darlene Heckman had raised the bar, tank tops made. And Ben was like, "Where's mine? You know, where's my tank top?" But I got to tell you, the playlist was amazing. The energy in the room was phenomenal. You know, I was out the other night with somebody that said, "I don't like EDM music." Oh my God. It was, how can you not like EDM music? It was just, you know, you push yourself so much more and that, you know, when that
it just pumps you up. Yeah.
For sure.
And Sandstorm on there. That was probably the highlight for me.
A highlight. And then, you know, we all started, you know, doing
the towel waving. Yeah.
He did it too. And it was really a fantastic class. So if you just want to get lost in the music, and, you know, Ben structures his classes so brilliantly, but if you just want to kind of get lost in the music, that one is, I think, as you said, chef's kiss.
Yes. He did also, I posted a little clip, but he did make a note, a point of saying in the pre-show of that class how much louder compared to PSL the music, the speakers in the studio are compared. Maybe PSL will get some upgraded speakers when they reopen, but he just said how much louder members are in the studio as well as the from the speakers too. And he kidded. I guess he joked about Leanne when she was teaching her class. She was like, "Oh, the members actually talk back to you here. They actually interact." I guess they're kind of, you know, they're kind of a little more subdued at PSL. Maybe they're just a little more it's the British manners.
Right, don't worry. Next week, next week when the Americans all, go en masse to PSL, they'll be hearing the slides. Yeah. I'll let you take the next two and then I'll finish up the last one. So go ahead with your boo.
Well, here's probably the most popular submission that we got. It's Cody's 30-minute XOXO Cody ride from September 11th. Got this from Bridge 3306, List 33, A Dubs, Eleanor Rigsby. I think he shouted that one out actually during the class. Casey MK, Kelnell 51, PR Robin, and Extra Boba. They said, amazing playlist, had me laughing the whole way through. He was hilarious, and the class was dirty. Super fun, super raunchy. Did not disappoint. He played lots of great hits. I did this one live. It was super fun. I didn't want to miss it. It was, it was in the evening. I normally don't work out in the evening, but I knew he was going to be off the live schedule for a couple weeks.
Right.
And I just didn't want to have that FOMO, because everybody was chiming in about social media after it. And he hadn't done an XOXO Cody since probably Valentine's Day. So it was way overdue, but it did not disappoint.
I think also he was hyped because he had done the event at PSNY right before that, and then kind of went into there. But there was a deluge. I mean, it started to pour about half an hour before the class because I was in the studio. I was still there, and so there were a ton of people that didn't get there. So everybody
that just got held up by the weather.
Everybody got off the wait list. So people were so happy because I believe it was actually a invited class, invited class. So folks, invite only class. So and then I guess the wait list started becoming available because the time changed, etc. And anyway, it was fun. Everybody that was there, I mean, I didn't participate, but those that went in said it was really a fun class. So that was good. Yeah.
And then Allie's 30-minute Tabata ride. She did a 6 a.m. class recently on September 12th. We got this from Christina M. Romano. She said, perfect dose of motivation to start your morning off with.
And then I'll round them all up with Maddie Majacomo's 30-minute walk and talk, which we can now officially call it. It was from this past Wednesday, the 13th. Amazing playlist, just fun class to be on. Amazing to see over 1,000 people on the leaderboard, as I said, at 9 a.m. Eastern time, 6 a.m. Pacific, and, 12, I guess, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2 p.m. in the UK. Look at me counting on my fingers. 2 p.m. in the UK. But I'm so happy for him. He took such pride in that class and was just so fun. As I said, it wasn't an easy class. I mean, he had that incline up, and I will comment that his nemesis was on there, Jess Sims. She made it to the tread. Did you see her on there?
She must have been on the app because I don't think I saw her on the, I don't think I saw her on my following list.
Her and Kirsten were both on there, so that was really fun to see. And they both, maybe they were just on the app because I was on the app, so I could see them. And I got to celebrate 650 walks with Maddie, so that was really fun to do.
Congratulations.
Folks, thank you. I guess that wraps up the picks of the week for this week. Lots of, we always, today I thought, wow, there wasn't that much, but there always seems to be that much, with tons of stuff going on. So, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you got what you came for. As I said, I will not be with you guys next week. So, John, it'll be all you and your times two.
Be the two Johns, hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know. I think John I think that's when he's going to London, actually. I think he got his dates wrong. I heard from somebody. So he may be there when I'm there, but we'll see. Somebody will be doing the show with John next week.
I mean, maybe me and Chris Lewis.
Maybe you and Chris Lewis. But folks, thank you so much for taking the time to listen. From me here in Maryland, bye for now, everybody.
Have a safe trip in London, Amanda, and I hope you hit up some of my favorite spots like Dishoom.
Yes.
And I like the Canary Wharf location, though. I haven't been to the the Covent Garden.
Covent Gardens one?
Location there, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, for me here in Michigan, thank you as always for listening and watching from all over. And as always, we will see you on the leaderboard.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.